I'm at the Norman Archer Memorial Ground ahead of the United Counties League Division 1 North fixture between one of my old clubs, Clifton All Whites, and Sleaford Town. And I'm amazed that the game is on because most of the games around it have been called off. But the pitch, it looks like it's going to cut up a bit, but the pitch, credit to the groundsman here, the pitch looks really good considering all the rain we've had. So as always, let me know in the comments if you've been to the Norman Archer Memorial Ground, and enjoy the matchday vlog. The Norman Archer Memorial Ground is a new one for this channel, but for me it's a very familiar ground as I played for Clifton All Whites briefly when I moved to Nottingham years ago, and not a lot has changed. Clifton's home on Green Lane has a capacity of 1,000 with one sheltered stand offering plenty of seating. The rest of the ground is open standing room, which wasn't ideal for Saturday's conditions, but facilities wise the Norman Archer has to be right up there with the best in this league, as it has a big clubhouse serving fantastic food and even has a hospitality lounge. Had I been ranking Clifton's food alongside my Southern League series, it would have to go right up towards the top end, as my usual pre-match meal was one of the best I've had this season, and for £5.50 that's a really generous portion. Talking of that series, if you want to take a look at it, you can see it linked in the description under this video. Going into this game, Clifton All Whites was sitting in 20th place in the United Counties League Division 1 North, but with several games in hand on the teams around them, while Sleaford Town was 16th and looking to push towards the top end of the table after their relegation from the Premier Division last season. I caught up with Sleaford Town manager Matt Evans, who this channel sponsors, ahead of the muddy clash with Clifton All Whites. So joined by Sleaford Town manager Matt Evans ahead of the trip to Clifton All Whites. How are you feeling ahead of this one, Matt?
Yeah, well, another busy week trying to sort out a non-league football team. So anyone who's involved knows it's never easy. But yeah, we've had to bring in another keeper this week, a lad called Teddy, who's been with us before training, but with Josh being injured, he's had to come in, so get that sorted. Our devs played last night, so a couple of them have got some minutes last night and are involved in the squad today. So juggling all of that, plus one lad away on a surprise visit from his parents and another one on a holiday. Yeah, crackers.
That's the joys of non-league football,
yeah,
isn't
absolutely.
it? And obviously we've had some doubts this morning whether the game was going to be on, but the pitch actually looks quite good considering all the rain we've had.
Yeah, there's some superb pitches in this league, and this is one that's going to be up there as one of the better playing surfaces. Not a weed on it, not a bobble, not a divot. It's absolutely superb. So hopefully if the rain stays off, we'll be able to have a good game.
So we've got Clifton All Whites in 20th, Sleaford Town just above them 16th. How would you rate the season so far for Sleaford?
Well, we are where we are because we haven't taken chances when we needed to, and you know we've rebuilt a bit again in the summer. We've obviously dropping down the league, so taken a few players time to get into stride. A few players that have come in a bit later, having been away in the summer and stuff. So all that kind of roller coaster. But yeah, there's not many games where we feel like we've not got really what we deserve, including the losses. You know, we've not been good enough in a few of those, and that's why we've lost them. But there's been some really good close games as well, which makes us feel like we're competing at the right level.
And obviously a few wins and you're right up amongst the playoff places. It is quite a close league. Is the playoff still an ambition for Sleaford, or is it a case of consolidation this season?
We're keen to consolidate and be where we are. As a football club, we can't go beyond our means anymore. We've got to make sure we're in the right financial state, and we're keen to make sure we're joined up with the juniors and all the community that are getting involved. So that's the focus. That's what we've done, and we just need some better results, and it's all about getting the best out of what we've got available to us.
Thanks for coming on again, Matt, and all the best today.
Thanks for your support, John. It's good to see you.
Cheers. So, with the pitch looking a lot better than expected, out came the two teams, with Clifton All Whites in, well, all white, and Sleaford Town's Green Army in red.
Came on as sub last week as give away stupid early goal. Go on.
Ooh, what a goal.
Shot!
Good job to get the game on.
Yeah.
Half time, Clifton All Whites 1, Sleaford Town 1. And that's an end-to-end game in the mud. But had it not been for the conditions, I feel like we could have gone in at the break with the home side leading 4-3. There were so many chances in that first half. Ooh.
The box!
Final score, Clifton All Whites 2, Sleaford Town 1, in a game that somehow continued to be entertaining, even with the pitch becoming heavier and heavier for the players as it went on. It is just typical that it was won with a scrappy own goal, and somehow Sleaford couldn't find an equaliser in the closing stages, despite a lot of pressure on the Clifton goal. I think I might have jinxed John O'Timmins, as before the game I told him I hoped to see him add to his goal tally this season, but that wasn't what I meant. I caught up with both managers to give their thoughts after the game. So I'm joined by Tom and Riece from Clifton All Whites. Clifton 2, Sleaford Town 1. What were your thoughts on that game?
You want to go first?
No, let me.
I'm really happy with the fact that we've got 3 points on the board. The team performance was, I thought, brilliant, especially first off in terms of dominating the ball, creating chances. And bizarrely, really, we ended up coming in at the break 1-1 and kind of had a bit of an issue at half time. Players hearing a few concerns and hearing a few issues, which I'm really happy about, because maybe last year we come in, we have these issues and it affects the second half. But there's a few people growing up in our changing room now and we came together and produced a controlled second half performance where probably didn't work the ball as well as we did in the first half. Would you agree?
I agree.
And we made it 2-1, and then we just see the game out. Thought Sleaford had their moments in the game, and great bunch of lads stayed in the game really well, and can clearly see they're all on board with one another. And I think they're a credit to the football club. Yeah, like I say, 3 points today was a massive achievement for us because we're looking that way opposed to looking underneath us. And with teams not playing today, has started to claw something back.
I think with the pitch the second half didn't help us. The fact obviously started cutting up, getting a bit boggy, we couldn't play snip football like we tried to play. I think that was a factor with obviously slowing down second half with how dominant we was first half. But other than that, I think we was probably the better team over 90 minutes and probably deserved the 3 points. But Sleaford dug in, and the last 10 minutes we was under the cosh where they was throwing the kitchen sink at us, and we had to stand up and defend like men. And I think we did that to a T, to be fair.
Yeah, our goalkeeper as well has been so important for us in any game this season. He's produced moments of brilliance, and our leaders in the changing room lead out on that pitch and get us through these moments. And I don't think the team's far off from being a good team opposed to just flirting around that bottom six. I can see us progressing, especially now we've ironed a few things out as well. And the only way I see things going is forwards.
We had a conversation the other day about we think the performances don't match our league standards where we are, because we've played a lot of the top 6 to 8 teams, and we've been in the game, we've got some good results, or we've lost 2-1, and even managers are coming to us after the game saying, you're a good team, we don't know how you are where you are, but that's just football. It showed first half where we had many opportunities in the final third, and just didn't have that putting edge in the final third, which might have cost us, and we conceded a sloppy-ish goal. And that's probably been our Achilles issue all season, hasn't it?
Yeah, and as well, it's like teams must love playing us at times. Like we give them a right good game, and it goes right to the wire. It's close at half time. Managers earn their money, and then they come off winning 2-1, and they're the best feelings, isn't it? Winning 2-1, and we've come on the other side of it today, and again we've enjoyed it, but again that comes down to the conversations we've had and the hard work we've put in during the week to put things right. And hopefully, not getting carried away because it's 3 points, let's have it right. And we're still one place above relegation. And there's still a lot of bricks to build the wall.
And obviously it was like you say, 2-1 win, but quite a nervy finish there. Some decent saves by the keeper, some chances that flashed across the box, but you managed to hold on for the 3 points in the end.
Yeah, and I think as well we deserve that little bit of luck from the chances we created, especially. And yeah, I firmly believe that we deserve that little bit of luck at the end. And the blocks we've made, putting bodies on the line, saves from the goalkeeper, captain leading us through, and men standing up when it was needed. And when we had opportunities to go forward, we did it, but we did it in a controlled manner.
And obviously, you mentioned that you are sort of looking up the league table. What are the ambitions for Clifton All Whites this season? What would be like a successful finish in the league?
Don't want to get carried away with anything, really. Like to be comfortable. We've said things what we want to achieve, like the highest league position the club's ever achieved has been 11th. It'd be nice to get in and around that at this level, and then that would give a foundation for us to kick on again next season for our plans. Agree?
Yeah, definitely.
Brilliant. Well, thanks for your time. Really appreciate it. Congratulations on the win today, and all the best for the rest of the season.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah, thanks,
Thank
mate.
you. Matt, Clifton All Whites 2, Sleaford Town 1. What were your thoughts on that game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously very frustrating for us. But ultimately, if you don't take your chances, and they do, if you don't get that little bit of luck when you need it, and they do, you're going to lose football matches. So yeah, it's disappointing. It's frustrating because of what it meant league table wise. But I think for a neutral, that as a game is much better than some that we've had recently. So that's a step in the right direction. But yeah, it's a difficult one.
And I thought with all the chances you had at the end, I thought you were going to come away with something. Keeper's made a great save. A couple of balls have flashed across the box. How frustrating is that?
Yeah, the keeper saves a good one, but just before they scored the second, we had a chance which I think if we're a little bit more quality, a little bit better than where we are at the moment, we score that and we're defending a centre. Oh, it's not a counter attack. It's not a get up our end and then the free kick and the mess that brings. But that's why we are where we are. We just don't have that extra little bit of quality to make the right decision in the box at the right time.
And I think I've just spoken to Clifton's manager now, and they're saying they feel that they're in a bit of a false league position. I think after seeing that performance, I probably agree with that. I think they are
definitely
a team that's probably going to finish a lot higher up the league table.
Definitely, I'd agree totally. I think we've played teams higher up the league that have not had as much quality as they've got. I think they've got a great blend. They've got some really good, energetic young lads that cover the ground well, and they balance that out with some older heads who are mature, who manage situations, who just there at the right place, right time. So yeah, no, I think their balance, that they ain't going to stay down there. They will move up the league.
And we did talk about the pitch before the game and how good it was looking. It did obviously start to cut up a bit. How difficult was that to play on today?
Well, yeah, I mean, it got sticky and heavy quickly. It is up there as one of the best, certainly before we kicked off, one of the better ones in the league. It was an opportunity today to try and play a bit of football, but 10, 15 minutes in, the lad said it's getting heavy, it's getting sticky. And then certainly by the second half, it's way down. Hopefully it'll recover well so it doesn't have lasting damage for the season. But yeah, it's a good setup, but a heavy day.
Well, saying that, it's a heavy pitch, sticky pitch, but it's still quite an entertaining game with two sides going for it. So that could have been like 4-3, 4-4 had the pitch held up.
A few of the lads felt it could have been a 4-all when they were talking at half time. They felt there were goals in it. They had a couple of half chances, and obviously, as you've already said, we had some chances that with a little bit more quality we win. Is it a fair result? Did we do enough to earn a point? Maybe. Did we do enough to earn all 3 points? Probably not.
Thanks for coming on again, Matt.
No problem, Joe. Good to see you. Thank you for your support.
All the best for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Cheers. I'm amazed that game went ahead, but what a credit that is to the groundsman at the Norman Archer Memorial Ground. He must be doing a fantastic job because most of the games nearby to Clifton, all the games that were played on grass pitches were off. So, yeah, great job getting that game on. Understandably, it was a bit scrappy. The pitch did cut up, and I think it made it a bit difficult for both teams to get a foothold in the game. Brilliant start by Clifton. Great strike to put them 1-0 up, and I think Sleaford came into the game a bit more towards the end of the first half and got their equaliser. Maybe you could argue that it came against the run of play while Clifton were playing well. Quite scrappy goal, but I think with the conditions, the goals are going to be quite scrappy, and it was, I think, an own goal to win the game. I need to look back through the footage, but I'm pretty sure Clifton's second came off a Sleaford Town foot. I think it might have been John O'Timmins, actually, but like I say, you would have just seen it in the vlog, so we'll see who I credit the goal to. Quite an entertaining game considering the conditions. Did Sleaford Town do enough to get anything from the game? I think you would have heard Matt say in his post-match interview that maybe they did enough to get a draw. They had plenty of chances towards the end. Clifton's goalkeeper pulls off some great saves. There's a few chances that flash across the box and across the goal line. It could have easily been 2-2. I think on reflection, Clifton were probably marginally the better side. So I think a 2-1 is probably a fair result, whereas I don't think either side would really have complained too much had it been a draw. But yeah, let me know if you were at yesterday's game at the Norman Archer Memorial Ground. Let me know in the comments if you've been to that ground before as well. So that win pulls Clifton a little further clear of the teams down at the bottom of the table. And should they win those games in hand, they could find themselves battling for the club's highest ever league finish, while Sleaford Town stay 16th. I can't see either team finishing down the bottom end of that league table though, as like we heard from both managers, Clifton are in a bit of a false league position and Sleaford Town have a few players missing at the moment. But it's going to be an interesting season. Thank you to Matt Evans and Sleaford Town for letting me use their footage of the goals, and to Clifton All Whites for such a warm welcome on Saturday. And if you haven't yet experienced the joys of non-league football, then I'd strongly recommend a trip down to one of your local teams. You won't regret it. Next up for me has a lot to do with the weather, as I'm planning to head over to Anstey Nomads on Tuesday for their game against Sutton Coldfield Town, but let's see what the rain brings. And if you want to take a closer look at Sleaford Town, check out the on-screen video. Boodle-a-boodle-a-boo.